Recording in progress.
Hey students, thought I'd go over the some pointers for the term paper. Just make sure we're all on the same page. People are starting to look into that a little more, which I'm glad to see. No reason to wait till the last minute. So let me share my screen here. Okay, so there you go. All right, so when we come in here to your Canvas, so go ahead and just go into your class. I have a few 2306 sections, so all the same setup here. Go to the modules page and just scroll all the way down to the one right below the file, before the final exam. And you'll see here it says instructions. So you can click that, and then you can review the assignment here. And so the first thing I want to mention is you do not have to do the death penalty. I don't really care which topic you do. My goal is for you guys to have the ability to research a complex topic. I really don't even care what your final opinion is. I just want to see how that you have the ability to research something and formulate an opinion based on available evidence, and you could support your argument, as well as maybe recognize the opposition. If it's a tough topic, it's you should have quite a bit of both sides. One website that I would highly recommend is procon, PROCON.org. They outline a lot of assignments there, or I'm sorry, a lot of topics there, and they give you both sides of those. So that's a great place to start. And you can find a topic you're very interested in, which obviously is a lot more fun to research. And maybe you'll find some benefit in your own life to being enlightened on something like that. So anyway, read over the assignment. And the most important thing we need to do is focus on getting the right kind of sources. So when you come in to your CougarWeb, go to the library tab. This is the easiest way out. You can use any source you want. I'm just showing you what's available to you and what's easiest. If you go to find articles and databases, this is the biggest one. The third one down, academic search complete. I'm in a screen share situation. It's giving me trouble here. Let me see if I can figure out another way to get in there. All right, great. Got it in here. Okay, so the most important thing is, one, do not use the search term Texas. If you're going to do, let's say, the death penalty as our instructions put out, just talk about the death penalty or capital punishment. One thing you may need to do is sometimes the words you use may not be the word that's kind of agreed upon in the literature, if you will. So for another example would be like, sometimes people commonly say gay marriage. Well, the term that the industry, if you will, has kind of come to rest on in that topic is same-sex marriage. So sometimes you might need to just be aware of, oh, okay, we're using this word, and that's obviously you want to use that so you can get the most relevant information and the bulk of it. So lots of things just have different things out there. So it's referred to as capital punishment, not so much the death penalty as people commonly refer to it in normal parlance. So be aware of those kind of things. But don't use the word Texas, because when people do research, they don't always say Texas, but you can apply it to your issue in Texas. So we will, I'll just type in capital punishment here. Now, more importantly, don't hit search. The most important things to do is click two buttons. Click where it says full text and peer reviewed. We only want peer-reviewed, or what we call scholarly journals, to formulate our arguments. You can use other sources, that's fine. Sometimes they're fine basically for factual things. So, if you go to the, New York Times tells you, 30 people passed away in some incident, if that's just that number you need, well, sure, we're not going to discuss that. But if they go on to say why it happened, and it's we're not keeping up with fire codes or something like this, that's someone's opinion, and it's not very well vetted if they're just working for the paper. A scholarly journal would take an event like a massive fire or an engineering failure and dive into what happened. And if you write that paper as an expert, you send it to a journal. The journal then, the editor will send it to 3 other people in that field. Those people will give you edits, and this is all blind. They don't know who sent it. You don't know who's reviewing it. They give you their suggestions. Maybe they'll criticize your reviewing techniques, the way you did your experiment, whatever. They send that back to you. You make whatever corrections, or you defend your position, and then you send it back to the editor, and they make further revisions, or they print it, or they just accept yours and they print it. Well, and you think about it, that's at least 5 experts, right? At least 3 editors, 3 reviewers, 1 editor, and you coalescing on this idea. That's why we call it the kind of the gold standard of research. So when you hit full text, that means it's going to be available to you within the services we subscribe to, and peer review is only going to give you those options. So now hit the search button. And so so here you go, the death penalty standard that won't die, the Georgia Supreme Court. And see how I use capital punishment, but it automatically put in death penalty. So that's because they'll utilize those key words in there. And so you guys understand that with algorithms and all that. So when you hit this, you can hit, the full text is right there, and you can review that, find your things, what have you, and start writing your paper. Okay, now it opened up in another screen. I'm not going to go to that right now. You guys know what an article looks like. So a couple other things to make you aware. If you hit the cite button over here, this will lay it out there. Most times in political science, we use APA. I'm not really too caught up in that right now, but you can just copy and paste that, and there's your, there's how you would put it on your reference page. And then the other website you can go to do in-text citations, or just get all your citations correct, is you just type in Purdue, like University, OWL, and then I just do APA. And if you go here, and if you go to this Purdue OWL site, they have all the different ones, MLA and whatever your teachers might be requesting of you. So you can look there, and then you can sit here and do the format, in-text citations, stuff like that. And so when we do APA, one big thing is has the name and the year. And so we find that relevant in most political science research. So hopefully this helps you all get going on the same thing. So to summarize, pick a topic you're interested in. It's a lot more fun to research. Keep in mind the spirit of the assignment is for me to see that you have the ability to take on a challenging topic, research it, find pros and cons, and the ability to formulate your opinion based on the evidence. And the evidence is going to be supplied by experts in that field. And so we're going to focus on scholarly journals to get that. And so hopefully that you feel a little more comfortable going forward, and that will set us up to be successful in this paper.